Hello friends, this is Satvinder Bhatia from Sukhmani Immigration Services, Brampton, Canada. I'm a regulated and licensed Canadian immigration consultant. Today, I'll be sharing with you again our immigration plan part 2. Part 1 I have already shared. This is focused more on temporary resident. So the previous part 1 was focused on the permanent resident. So I'll be sharing the complete details with you, but before that, a small request: if you are new to the channel and have not subscribed yet, please do consider subscribing. We talk a lot about Canadian immigration news, update, tips, tricks on this channel. If you like the video, please share it with your family and friends so that they can also benefit. Please press the bell icon so this video comes to you immediately when we upload. Just remember one single thing: this channel is dedicated to Canadian immigration. So with that, let's move on to a very important video, which is about the new immigration plan 2025 to 2027. This is a rolling plan, so each year the plan comes for the next year and subsequent 3 years. So let's talk about the part 2 of this video. Part 1 I have already shared. Part 2 focuses on temporary resident. But before I move on to the temporary resident, let me quickly share the highlights. If someone has not seen my part 1, he can at least go through the highlights and get the information. So the highlights of the plan are: first of all, permanent residence targets are reduced by 21%. So it's a bad news, but this is what it is. 21% reduction, and from almost 100,000 plus people have been slashed, reduced for 2025. So the new target is 395,000, whereas the previous was 500,000. So there is a reduction of more than 105,000 people. So 21% reduction. But the good part is, out of those 21% reduction we have discussed, but out of those who will be granted PR, 40% PR will be there for those who are either international students or temporary workers. So who are here in Canada, the focus is more on in Canada. The third part is economic immigration, which represents the largest share in the PR admissions, will be 62%. It's a big chunk, 62% by 2027. The other important thing is the family immigration category will be 22%, and the refugees will be 15%. So that's the overall kind of plan with regards to this. So these are couple of highlights. Let's see some more. So this also is not a very good news. This is PNP targets have been reduced by more than 50%. PNP target for 2025 was 120,000. It is reduced to just 55,000, less than even half. Less than even half. So the focus of immigration shifts from federal shifts to federal, because province have not much say now. That's what you can see. The focus will be more in terms of, when we say express entry, the focus will be more on three streams, and these three streams are healthcare. Of course, healthcare is one of the biggest streams, and along with French, which is the topmost, followed by trade. So three streams will have the focus: healthcare, trade, and French. Unfortunately, STEM is not seen as a focus, transport is not seen as a focus, and agriculture is also not seen as a focus. So these three are, for 2025, these three seems to be out, whereas healthcare, trade, and French are in. Next, if you see French speaking newcomers outside Quebec, because Quebec is a French speaking province, the target is to increase it to 10% by 2027. So that's also very important. Now, the last 2 points, these are the very important points, because in the past it has never happened. So earlier, for the first time, temporary residents have been counted in the immigration plan. It's an immigration plan. So why are temporary resident counted? We'll talk about it. So Canada also planned to reduce the share of temporary residents. So these are two very important things, and this is what we'll be talking about. So why are temporary residents included in the plan 2025 to 27? Why? Immigration levels plan comes every year. It comes in the month of November. This time it came a little earlier, but it is usually first week of, actually November 1st is most time it is there. So that, but never in the history temporary residents are included. Why they are included? That's a very important question. So let's, if we dig down the reason for this, the most important reason is the temporary residents who come to Canada either as a international students or as a workers, they have only one dream, just one dream in mind, and that dream is to get the permanent residency. And government knows that. So that is why the reason they have included it. The another factor is when the number of temporary residents come to Canada, there is, of course, the pressure is there. There is a demand on housing, healthcare, and other community services, including policing, including postal. All this do increase, and this increase is felt by the government. That is why it is included. So another reason is that by including TR in the immigration plan, there can be a better balance of temporary as well as permanent residents. Lastly, they have included so that they can give this due importance so TR, which is temporary resident, can manage and come to the PR level. So these are few reasons why TR is included. Now, let us see the number of TRs, which is very, very important to understand. So, temporary resident target, the overall target is 673,000. 673,000 for 2025. There is a reduction for 2026, 516,000. Reduction further, it's 543, not reduction. Increased is comparison to 2026. So these are the numbers for overall. But if we drill down these numbers, we will see what is going on. So this is a more drill down chart. So 673,000 people will be coming to Canada in 2025 as temporary residents. So workers are 367,000, and this includes IMP, International Mobility Program. This includes Temporary Foreign Worker Program, TFW, TF, uh, Temporary Foreign Worker Program. This includes 82,000 people. So we'll talk about what it contains, right? So students include 300,000 of students are there. Now these numbers, if we look at the first, let's look at the IMP, International Mobility Program. So International Mobility Program, for those for easy understanding, this is a program for which you do not need LMIA. There is no LMIA requirement. So all you need, there are different programs under this. For example, agreements between Canada and other countries, youth exchange program. There are economic categories like Global Skills Strategy Program, GSS. I have a detailed video on GSS. You can watch that. Family class, spousal open work permit. So if you are here in Canada and you sponsor your spouse who comes to Canada on an open work permit, they can work here in Canada. They don't need LMIE. Humanitarian and public policies. So somebody filing a refugee will also definitely get an open work permit. And lastly, postgraduate work permits. So postgraduate work permits are those who study here in Canada, and based on the length of the study, they get the work permit. So again, they don't need LMIA. So these are called IMP programs, International Mobility Programs. Now, there is a temporary foreign worker program. So temporary foreign worker program, TFWP. So if we talk about this, This is the program where our employer needs to demonstrate to the Canadian government that he has the spot available, but there is not enough Canadians or enough PR card holders to fill the job. And that is why he needs to hire from outside Canada. So this includes LMIA based work permits, and this also includes seasonal agricultural worker program and agricultural stream. So these are the various programs which do come under this. Now you can definitely see there is certain amount of uh, breaks which have been put on the programs. So even in this situation, if you need to have the PR, you can discuss, more than welcome. If you need to discuss your case, you can book an appointment. Our office is located in Brampton. Address, email ID, phone number, everything is shared right here with you. And very important, if you have still not subscribed to the channel, please do consider subscribing. Our team puts lots of efforts in bringing all this information to you. Thank you very much for watching the video. Thanks.